The gunmen have killed at least 48 people. Dozens of men entered 3 villages on their motorcycles and opened fire on people as they tried to flee. The attack looked coordinated and pre-planned. While the exact motive is still unknown, the bandits looted livestock and food supplies. This took place in the northwestern state of Zamfara. Out of the 3 villages, Damri witnessed the deadliest attack, where 32 people were fatally shot, among which were 2 security personnel. Since 2010, gangs of bandits have run riots in vast swathes, but very recently the assaults have escalated in terms of numbers and also the nature of killings. Small groups have ballooned into national prominence, and the attacks had started with small spats of looting, but today these gangs are running full-scale operations. In the past 2 months alone, they have attacked a train, kidnapped dozens of passengers, massacred more than 100 villages, and killed many from vigilante groups. According to non-profit organizations, these attacks killed about 2,600 civilians in 2021. This is a huge increase since 2020. Experts say these perpetrators are mostly ethnic Fulani herders. They claim that initially the attacks were a sign of protest to bring their mistreatment and marginalization to the forefront. But bandits is an umbrella term that the local authorities use to brand many different types of criminals, not just one ethnic group. Even Boko Haram members are sometimes called bandits. Now, as we speak, multiple military operations are underway against their hideouts, but it is failing to keep the criminals in check. Bandits maintain camps in vast and dense forests, majorly in the northern belt, because of which many residents have been forced to leave their homes and seek refuge in neighboring nations like Niger, which has been home to over 11,000 refugees. President Buhari has been under intense pressure to end these assaults. Being a former army commander himself, he understands the conflict better than many. But with his final tenure ending next year, no big change is expected. Now, for more on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Ajek Magnut from Abuja. Welcome to you, and thank you for being with us on the broadcast. Now, at least 48 people were killed in the latest bout of attacks by the bandits. What has led to the recent uptick in armed violence in the area?
Well, like you earlier said, the gunmen attacked 3 villages in Zamfara state in coordinated attacks before they were repelled by troops who engaged in a gun battle with them. And security analysts have said that, yes, there have been several joint military operations in the north to try and end the activities of bandits. But they have said that the government needs to address some of the root causes of this banditry in northern Nigeria, which has led to a rise in their activities, one of which is poverty and, of course, unemployment in the region. Millions of people, especially in northern Nigeria, are said to be living below the poverty line. And of course, the issue of land disputes where herders encroach on farmlands and then they engage in conflicts with the farmers. Another issue that security analysts have raised is the fact that there has not been any concrete arrest of some of these perpetrators of these heinous activities in northern Nigeria. And some of them see it as a lucrative business, and which, you know, instead of seeing arrest of these people, more are seeing it as a lucrative business, encouraging others to join in it. We've seen a lot of military intervention. President Muhammadu Buhari, for instance, directing the military to ensure that it ends activities of bandits. The Zamfara state government, for example, has also tried to negotiate with the bandits and also stopped bad telecommunications in the state, stopped motorcycles, and banned the use of cans to buy fuel, which the bandits use in their operations. So we've seen some of these things happen, and yet the activities of bandits have been on the rise. And security analysts have said unless some of these issues are addressed, there's only so much that military offensive can do.
Right. And why have the military operations against the bandits failed to yield any results?
This goes back to, again, what security analysts have said, that you have to address the issue of banditry with military firepower on one hand, but you also have to address why these people are engaging in these activities. And one of it is the issue of poverty and unemployment, because if people are being engaged, they have jobs to do, then they will not be they will not see banditry as something that is very attractive to them. And then another thing is the fact that we have not seen any concrete arrests of these perpetrators of these activities. So if there has been an example, for instance, then that would deter many from joining that. But we've seen lawmakers trying to criminalize the payment of ransom, because some of these bandits do kidnap people in villages, travelers, and even school children, and then they demand ransom, which they use to buy weapons and, carry out some of these attacks. So unless some of these things are addressed, as analysts have said, we would continue to see these activities happen here and there in northern Nigeria.
Right. Thank you very much for being with us on this broadcast and bringing us all the latest details there.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.